In this session, we will be building the employee card. Okay, this is going to be a very simple example for you all so that you all can get. Okay, and this is going to be the single component. Okay, now in this particular topic, we will be understanding the LWC structure. Okay, as this is the first session. After that, we will understand the data binding part. Okay, then getter methods. Okay, conditional rendering, then event handling. Okay, reactivity, and then basic CSS. Okay, now how to create the first component. Okay, and what kind of component that we are planning to build. Correct, that should be clear to your mind. Okay, so see, I want to build a component which looks like this, means I want to create a card. Okay, now what I want, that card should show the employee name. Okay, its designation and salary. Okay, its designation and salary. For example, this is a kind of card. Okay, here I want to show employee name. Okay, designation, salary. Okay, designation and salary. After that, what we will do, we will give a condition. Okay, as we want to do the conditional rendering. Okay, so if the salary of the employee gets increased, okay, with some percentage or with some amount, okay, then I will show him as the premium employee. Okay, so we are also going to create a button here. Okay, so button will be created for first thing is employee name, employee designation, employee salary. Fine, and then there will be a button. Okay, and the name of that button will be increase salary. Okay, so we are going to create a similar kind of UI. Okay, so once the user clicks on this increase salary, so suppose his salary is 10,000, that will become 20,000. Okay, so we will increment it by according to our requirement. Okay, now how to build such kind of component. Okay, and where to place it, we are going to understand all these things. Okay, so now let's jump to the VS Code. Okay, basically I have all these LWC components available with me. Okay, but we are not going to take any of them because these components I have built in my previous batch. Okay, so I'm not going to take any of them. Okay, it is just that I have opened that folder, and that's, oh, sorry, we have retrieved the data, and that's why they are visible here. Okay, so we can create a different project, or else we can continue in the same one as well. Okay, for now I'll continue in the same one, and after that I'll be, means from tomorrow we can go with the different project, or else let's do one thing. uh, let's build a different project. Okay, control shift P, create project with manifest, standard project, Feb 26 project. Okay, or let me give it a name as enterprise CRM Feb 26. Okay, it will be stored in the same structure, same folder that we had created yesterday. Okay, now uh, I will not fetch anything from the Salesforce. Okay, I'll just authorize my org first. Okay, and then we will be building the first component. Okay, so let all the extensions reload. Okay, once all the extensions are reload, we can directly start working. Okay, now see, we don't get the option to, okay, now we have the option to set the default or, so I'll just set this one. Okay, as it is already set, so it will take that. Okay, there is no need to set it again. Fine. Now let's close all these things. Okay, now see, in LWC, whenever we start working, okay, always first check the folder structure and all that thing. Okay, check which particular org you are using, as I know that in which org I am working. Okay, make sure you are connected to dev org or UAT org. Okay, and not the production org. Okay, apart from this, there are so many other things as well, but at this stage you don't need to understand all of them. Okay, as we move ahead, you will be getting all those knowledge. Okay, now let's build the first component. Okay, so control shift P, or else you can directly click on this setting icon and go to the command palette. Okay, both works the same. Now we have created the project. Now what we have to build? We have to build the LWC component, the first LWC component, right? How will you build it? Create lightning web component, select. Okay, now give your component a name. For example, I'm giving it a name as employee card. And to understand the structure, to understand the structure, what we can do, employee card 1. Okay, so that, let's do one thing, scenario 1. Okay, scenario 1. So as we move ahead, we will be working with multiple scenarios, and we should be knowing that, we should know that what is the first scenario that we have taken. Okay, that's why I'll be adding scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, like that. Okay, so that you will have everything in order. Okay, now scenario 1, or else control X, let me put it here, scenario 1, employee card. Okay, now enter. Everything should be in a camel case. Okay, now see, when we create the first component, okay, there are three files that get generated. First is the HTML, second one is the tightly coupled JavaScript with the HTML, and third file which decide where do you want to place the component that you are creating. Okay, because you are creating the component to place somewhere in the Salesforce, like on the app page, home page, record page, or any community page, right? So this is the place which decides, okay, that where the component is going to be placed. Okay, now let's go and build the component first. Okay, so see, as I told you that we are going to create a simple CSS for this file. Okay, so let's build a card for now. Okay, also in LWC we can directly create the cards. Okay, so to create the card, what I will do, or else let's build the card first, in the, as this is the first example, so I'll not be using the lightning card for now. Okay, let's do one thing, create a normal card. Okay, division we have created. Inside that I will be giving a class as card. Okay, class as card. So this is going to be the CSS file. Okay, and inside the CSS file I'll be defining the card. Okay, and you all know how this works. Okay, we have covered this topic in CSS. After that, every card has a card header. Okay, every card has a card header. So div, now class equals to, okay, I'll give it a name as card header. You're seeing the auto suggestions on my screen, right? So they are by default. Okay, if you want to keep them as is, you can keep them as is, otherwise there is no need. Okay, now see, now what I want my card header to show, I want my card header to show the employee name. Okay, so I will create a heading here, h2. Okay, and in that heading I want my employee name to be shown, but from where the employee name I will get? Okay, see, we are not working on any dynamic data, we are working on static data for in this example only. Okay, so I want the employee name, correct, but from where the employee name will be visible? Okay, so the employee name we are getting from the JavaScript. Okay, in the JavaScript we will be creating an object in which we will store the data for employee, like employee name, employee designation, employee salary. Okay, and from there I will get the data. Okay, so how will that be, how will we get that data? So let's jump onto the JavaScript part now. Okay, so when you are in the JavaScript file, okay, the first line you will see is the default file, sorry, is the default line, correct? Why? Because everything is imported from the LWC, okay, as a lightning element. Now this is the class created by JavaScript. Now see, many times student copies the code from Google or ChatGPT or from any other AI tool, right? Now in that case what happens, they just copy the code, correct, but you always have to make sure that while copying the complete class, you should always make sure that the name of the class matches to the name of the component. Okay, because if you see scenario 1 employee card, scenario 1 employee card, scenario 1 employee card, so whatever the file that you will create in this particular component should have the same name. Okay, should have the same name. Okay, so as this is the scenario 1 employee card components file, and that's why it has that name. Okay, which always extends the lightning element. Okay, it always extends the lightning element. So open this scope. Okay, now, like I said, we are not getting any data from any Apex class or any dynamic resource. Okay, so we have to create the data here. Okay, but how will the data be created? We will have to create the data. Okay, and now employee is a record, like I have multiple employees, so multiple employees are record. Okay, and if you see, um, if I show you the file that we had created, I think in the previous session. Okay, this one, the array of object. So this student is nothing but the array of object because it contains multiple records. Okay, so such kind of record we want to create, but I am not dealing with array of object, I just want a single employee name to be created. We can deal with multiple records. Okay, no issues, but I will take that examples in the upcoming sessions. Why? Because for that you will have to understand the for loop, correct, because to iterate over this thing you should know the for loop, and we are not taking the example of for loop, nor you don't means you don't know about the for loops as well, correct, and that's why today we will be just creating a single record. Okay, a single array of object. Now how will that array be created? It will be created like, if it's a single one, so you can just create employee. Okay, you can mark it as constant, but why we are not marking it as constant? Because I want the data to be changed. Okay, and also there is no such requirement here that you want the data to be changed. So name, designation and salary. Okay, so I want name as Prashant, designation as Salesforce professional, salary as, put what you want to put. Okay, fine. Now everything should be comma separated. Fine, and the last one should be okay. So this particular employee object has just generated the one record. Okay, now let's copy this. Okay, go to the VS Code and put it here. Okay, now we have a record available. We have a record available. Now what we will do with this record? We will show this record on the UI screen. Like I said, I want to show the employee name, okay, in the header. So how will I access the employee name? See, employee dot name. Okay, employee dot name. So let's do it here, employee dot name. Okay, in this way the name of the particular employee will be visible. Okay, because we have created a variable named as employee, which is nothing but a object. Why? Because it contains multiple field. Okay, now what I want, okay, I want to give the employee a badge as a premium employee, but that badge will be decided based on his salary. Okay, so we will take that logic later. First thing that we will do is, let's create one more div. Okay, and inside this div I want to give a class again. Okay, which is like cards body. Okay, this is like card header and this is like cards body. Fine. Now inside this cards body, what I want to show, I want to show the designation of the employee and the salary of the employee. Correct. So what I will do, I'll create a paragraph here. Okay, we it's up to you. Okay, whether you want to show a paragraph or anything like that, it is up to you. Okay, CSS is all up to us. Now what I'll do, I want to show the designation. Correct. And after that I want one more line here similar to this. Okay, which should have salary. Okay, now what I want, the designation should be visible and the salary should be visible. Now where do we have the designation? The designation is inside this employee. Okay, and the salary is also there. Correct. Now how will I show it? Employee dot designation. Correct. And employee dot salary. Make sure your variable names are correct, the spellings are correct. Okay, now what it will do, it will just show the employee details. Okay, it will just show the employee details. Now before we move ahead, okay, what is the next thing that we will do? We will add this to the UI so that we should have the visibility of the component. Okay, like whatever we have done till now, okay, is working or not. So I want to test that. Okay, now it is up to me that where do I want to place this. So as a first example, I will be putting it on the home page. Okay, and as we move ahead, okay, I will shift this one to app page or any record page as well. Okay, so as this is the first example and I don't want you to get confused that why did I use this particular app page or tab page or anything like that, I'll be putting it on only home page. So to put it on the home page, what you will have to do, make this is exposed as true. Okay, and then set the target value. So decide the target. You can do, you can use multiple targets. Like I am saying, for now I want to put it on the home page, but maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow I want to put it on the record page as well, or I want to put it on the community page or any app page. So I can add those targets as well. Okay, so we can add multiple targets. Fine. So for now, I'll be adding targets as target. Okay, lightning underscore underscore app page. Okay, or home page. So I'm not adding it to any app page, so I'm just putting it on the home page. Okay, now see, as I have added it only on the home page, okay, it, this particular component, when it will be deployed to the Salesforce org, okay, it will only be visible for the home page and not the other page. Okay, fine. Now let's do one thing, deploy this complete component. See, now if you make changes in only single file and you want to deploy that file, just click right click. Okay, make sure your org is authorized and then you can directly deploy. So it will be deployed to that org. Okay, if you want to just deploy a single file, if you want to deploy a complete component, okay, just right click and deploy. Okay, so you will have to deploy every time, even if you make a minor change, even if you change a full stop or a comma, okay, or a semicolon or anything like that. Okay, see, now all the files are deployed. Okay, we have HTML, JavaScript and meta files are deployed, but we have not deployed the CSS file, correct? Because we have not created it yet. So we will be creating it later and I will show that you again. Okay, currently our HTML, sorry, our UI won't look good. Why? Because we have not added any CSS, or we have not created the file and deployed. Okay, we have just added the CSS in the HTML, but we have not created this file. Okay, so we will take that. Okay, but for now, let's go to the org. Okay, in my org, let me go to the home page. Let me add the home page here first. We have two home pages. Okay, so scroll down. Okay, now it is saved. Let's go and refresh. Okay, so now see, we have the home page available. Okay, now on this home page I have already have one component. Okay, but we are not using it. Okay, so we will place our component somewhere, like whenever you want to place the component, as you all have worked on the lightning flows. Okay, I assume that you all have worked on the lightning flows. So the way we add the lightning flows like screen flow on the screen, the similar way we use to put the LWC component on the screen. Okay, and it means we use lightning app builder for that. Okay, so our app is a custom one, sorry, our component is a custom one. So what I will do, I will take that scenario one here. Okay, and it is up to us that where do you want to place it. So I'll be placing it here. Okay, and save. Okay, if you are using this particular app builder for the home page for the first time, then you will have to activate it. Okay, otherwise this page will not show the output. Okay, for me it is already activated. Okay, you will be seeing this kind of this kind of UI, like activation, assign as org default. Okay, and save. Okay, now let's go back. I had it active already, I had removed that, and then again add in front of you. See, our component is added. Prashant, designation Salesforce professional, salary equals to this. Fine. It means whatever the data that we have set till now, okay, is working as expected. Okay, is working as expected. Now, what we want to do, we want to increase the salary of this particular employee. Okay, we will add the CSS at the end of this session. Okay, means later. Okay, now what I want a button to be visible, like we have decided. Okay, I want a button to be visible, and on click of this button I want the salary of the employee to be increased. Okay, now how will that happen? So let's create one more division. Okay, now inside this division, like we have card body, let's give card footer. Okay, so that everything will be aligned. Now, to create a button, okay, let me show you from where you will create the button. So for that, you will have to go to the components library. Okay, we have reached to the wrong one. Lightning components library. Okay, now when you go to this lightning component library, it gives you the syntaxes. Okay, for whatever the kind of component that you want to build. Okay, it gives you the syntax. For example, I want a button. अरे यार, एक second, we have opened the documentation here. This one, I guess. Basically, it directly open. Okay. Mm, but this Google keeps changing the references. Lightning web components, Salesforce. Okay, let's remove it. Go to this input one. Okay, I think it will take us. Okay, fine. Now see, this is the file, lightning component reference. Okay, guide. So I want to create a button. Now select a button here. Okay, now see, we have buttons available. Now what kind of button you want, you can choose one of them. Basically in LWC we have certain buttons available. Okay, like a normal button, a neutral button, a base button, brand outline button, destructive one, destructive text, and success one. Okay, sometimes it shows you the syntaxes for aura component as well, so you will have to select accordingly. If you want this kind of button, go for variant as a brand. If you want this kind of button, go for variant as a brand outline. If you want this kind of button, go for variant as a destructive. Okay, so the syntax for button is almost same. Okay, except this variant decides the UI of that button. Okay, like base, neutral, brand, etc. Okay, so you can directly copy the code from here and put it there. Okay, now it is on you at what kind of button you want. Generally I use brand kind of button, so I'll be using that. But if you want any other kind of button to be used, you can use that. Okay, so I'll copy this and I'll just put that here. Okay. Okay, Shivam is asking, sir, why we every time uses class keyword, why not ID in LWC? Is there any specific use case because of which class will be the best practice as compared to ID? See, we are not using ID here. Okay, there is no specific reason. Okay, as this is the first example and I don't want to make it complex one, and that's why I'm not using ID. Okay, we can use ID as well, but there is nothing unique in this particular component. Okay, it's a small one. Okay, we use ID mostly where we feel that this is going to be a complex one. Okay, in that case we can go for ID. Okay, but I just want a simple component to be built. Okay, we use ID when I want to make something as unique. Okay, here I don't see that I this should be unique. Okay, and that's why I just using simple um, class component. Now see, now we have built a we have created a button, lightning button, variant equals to brand. You can change the label of the button, like for example I want to give it a name as increase salary. Okay, remove this title, I don't want. Now see, here also I have given the inline, means they have given the inline effect. Okay, the class. Okay, if you want you can keep it, or else you can remove it. I don't want, because I am going to handle this on this card footer. Okay, so I'm going to remove it. Yes, we will need to create the CSS file. We will be creating it later. Okay, once we build the complete component, we will be creating it. Now as you're seeing on the screen, it comes up with an event. So at the end, beginning of the session, I told you that we are going to do the event handling as well, correct? So event handling means if any event is performed, means uh, something like a click or enter or hovering, okay, anything like that, all that comes under the events, okay. So if anything like events performed, okay, then how will we handle that? Because the user will click on increase salary multiple times, okay, but nothing will be happened. Why? Because we are not handling that click, okay. Because I want when the button is clicked, the salary of the employee should get increased by certain amount, okay. But how will that get increased? I will have to write the logic for that, correct? So I will be writing a method for that, okay, and I'll be naming that method as handle increment. Handle increment, it is up to you that what name you want to give, okay. I feel this name is the correct one, okay. Always give the relevant names to the method, because in future we will be working with the examples in which we have multiple methods, okay, but the events are same. Like we have five buttons, all the buttons will work on the on click event, okay. Now to handle the specific event, sorry, to handle the specific functionality for the specific button, we will have to use the specific names, okay. That's why I've used handle increment. This comes under the best practices. Now when this button is clicked, this method is called, okay. So what we will do, we will have to write the logic, correct? Now how will we do that? So handle increment, okay, this function will be called, okay. Now as a best practice, what we can do, okay. So see, for salary, okay, so salary is a variable created under this, okay. Now what I want the value inside this particular employee to get changed, okay. Now this particular value is under this particular employee, okay. Now to handle this kind of scenarios, okay, what we can do, uh, as a first example, just go here, this dot, this dot. Now I want to jump into the employee. So employee dot salary, okay, equals to, either we can use this technique plus equals to 1000. It is mean that this dot employee dot salary equals to this dot employee dot salary plus 1000, okay. This is the shortcut way to write it, okay. Now if you want, you can keep this, okay. If you don't want, you can remove this, okay. Now so 1000, I'll increase it by using 10,000, okay. Now this will increase the salary of the employee, this will increase the salary of the employee. Now the when the button is clicked, it the button will come here, okay. I'll see, I'll add the console.log, okay. It will be helpful for us to understand the particular function is called, okay. So I'll write here handle increment method is called in JavaScript, okay. Now this console.log means it is like system.debug. It is used to show the logs so that we can understand where is the current cursor, okay. Now let's go, okay, and deploy this component one more time, okay, because we have made the changes, right? So let's deploy one more time and see if it is working or not, okay. If the salary of the employee is increased or not, okay. Let me add 90,000 here only, okay, or 60,000, fine, because I had not added the correct data. So see, now I want to deploy it again, okay. Now let's go here and refresh it. See, even after refresh, we are not able to see the updated salary. Updated salary means this 60,000. Okay. Why? Because it holds the cache memory most of the time. Okay. So go to inspect, or you can directly press F12. Okay. And every time you deploy the component, just right click here and empty cache hard reload. No, no, every time we will have to save it. Okay. Every time we are making any changes, you will have to save it and then deploy. Okay. See, now as I did the hard reload, you are seeing the 60,000 here. Okay. But and okay, 60,000 is now visible. Now let's go again to this console tab. Okay. So in this particular console tab, we see the console.logs. But when the console.logs will be available when you hit this button. Okay, because on click of this button, the method will be called, and we have written the console.log inside that method. So see, handle increment method is called in the JavaScript. Okay, but see, even after the method is called, even after the method is called, we are not able to see the updated data. And 60,000 is not changed to 70,000. 60,000 is not changed to 70,000. Why? Why? Can anyone tell? Yes. See, multiple times. See, 9 times I have clicked on this button, but there is no change in the value. We change the data in function, but not in the object. No, that is not the right answer. Okay. See, basically, we have changed the data in the object as well. Okay, because this dot employee dot salary is coming from this object only. Okay. Now let's do one more thing. Okay, let's keep it in a simple way. Equals to this dot employee dot salary plus 10,000. Okay, and now again deploy, as I have made changes to this particular file only. Okay, so I'll be deploying this one. Okay, let's write this way and see. Okay, clear the console. See, we have 60,000. Now let's increase the salary. See, the method is called, but again the value is not changed. Okay, now a few minutes ago, Aditya said that we changed the data in the function but not in the object. Okay, so this is partially correct. We have not stored it anywhere. Shivam, there is no need to store it anywhere. The reason is, see, salary is here. Okay, as we are clicking on the button, okay, this particular method is getting called. Okay, now when this particular button is getting called, we are using this as a reference. Okay, so this means this current salary. Okay, so current salary is 60,000. Okay, and when this particular method is called, so it takes the reference from this dot salary, because we are jumping into the employee dot salary. Okay, now this dot employee dot salary equals to 60,000 plus 10, 70,000. Correct. So how you are saying that we are not storing it anywhere? We are storing it inside this particular variable. Correct. Now let me tell you how we can handle this. So keep it as off. Okay, I'll put it inside the comments. Now to handle this scenario, okay, as I said, Aditya is saying partially true, okay, because we have not made changes to the object. See, it is not the issue that the value is not changed, okay. The issue is that the mutation is not happened, okay. If I show you, if we keep it in this way only, okay, and suppose I try to print the value console dot log, okay, updated salary is this. So basically, when this particular method will be called, okay, this line will execute, then this update will happen here, and then updated salary will be shown here. So we can debug it this way as well, okay. I'm not expecting the value to be visible here. I'm just expecting that at least in the console.log I should get the correct value, okay. Also make sure whatever the variable names that you have used, okay, should be same, okay. Otherwise sometimes the issue comes from here as well, because if you are using capital here and small there, so that will not work, okay. But in our case that is not the issue, because we are already able to see the values on screen, okay. So in our case that is not the issue. Let me deploy the whole component, because I have made the changes to the two files, HTML and JavaScript. Let's go here. Let's try one more time. Okay, now I'm clicking on this increase salary. See, handle increment method is called in the JS, and updated salary is 70,000. Okay, correct. So Aditya, someone of you had asked me. Okay, so just for everyone. Okay, see, you were saying that we have not stored the value anywhere. Okay, but we are using this variable to see the value. Correct. It means this particular variable is storing the value as 70,000. Correct. Now, if I click again, the value will become 80,000. If I click again, the value will become 90,000, 1 lakh, 1 lakh 10,000. See, are you able to see the value? The updated one. Correct. Now, the issue is the value is getting updated. Correct. But currently, this particular salary variable is holding this particular employee reference. Okay, it means that the value is getting changed. Okay, that is 100% sure. Okay, but currently what is happening, our HTML is holding this particular employee object. Okay, and due to this employee object, the reference remains the same. The reference remains the same, means, see, for example, uh, you have shared me a resume. Okay, you have shared me a resume, and you asked me to please review and update it. Okay, fine. For example, Aditya has shared me a resume, his resume, and in his resume he had prepared it well. Okay, almost correct, 80% correct. But for a review he sent it to me, and he wants me to review it. Fine. Now what is happened, uh, I checked his resume. Okay, I found some issues. Now I fixed them. Okay, all the issues are fixed, but I clicked the file as a save as. Okay, and now when we click file as save as, so the new version of the file gets created. Fine. It means the original file, okay, which has version 1.0, okay, shared by Aditya. Now when I fix the changes, okay, and saved it as version 1.2, sorry, yeah, let's consider as version 2.0. Okay, now what is happening, when Aditya shared the file to the company, okay, it gets rejected. Why? The reason is Aditya shared the file 1.0. Even if I have fixed it, Okay, but instead of sharing the file 2.0, he shared the file 1.0. Okay, it means the previous version which has flaws in it. Okay, which was not correct 100%. Okay, and that's why his file gets rejected. Correct? Is this example you all are able to relate? Okay, so if you want you to get selected, you should be sending the latest updated file. Okay, means the latest version of the file. Currently what is happening in our case, handle increment is working as expected, but the reference which is being shared on the HTML size, sorry, on the HTML file is the previous one. Means every time the HTML is getting loaded, it is just fetching this data. Okay, even if you are updating the file here, correct, but we are not updating the reference, means we are not telling that please choose version 2.0. Are we telling it? No, because the changes are in the 2.0 and you are still referencing the 1.0 file. Correct? I hope I'm clear to everyone. Okay. Now to handle this scenario, how will we handle this scenario? See, what I'll do, I'll just comment it, the complete one. Okay. And I'll uh, copy this. Okay. There is no need to comment everything. Okay. Just comment this line. Okay. Just comment this line. Now, do not use this way, as it is what is happening. This is just referencing the original file. Correct? Even after I'm making changes 1,000 times. Okay. But still it is making, it is using the reference of the original file. Correct? Now, एक second. Now, Parthi is saying here we are not referring employee with constant. So what will be the default data type, where or late or constant? Nothing. No default data type. Okay. See, now what I want to override this version 1.0 with version 2.0. Okay. Now how will that happen? How will that happen? See, what you will have to do, this dot employee, means you will have to tell that I am making the changes to this dot employee. But how will you make the change? Okay. And for that, LWC comes up with this spread operator. Okay. And how that spread operator works? See, dot dot dot, three dots. Okay. After that, in which particular object you want to make change, this dot employee. Okay. It means I want to override this dot employee file with the newly added file. Okay. Means this is the version 1.0, version 1.0. Now I want this version 1.0 to get updated with the version 2.0's salary. Correct? Now how will you update that? So for that you will write salary equals to, sorry, salary colon this dot employee. Okay, dot salary plus 10,000, or else you can store this complete data in a variable and directly reuse that variable as well. Okay, directly reuse that variable as well, means this dot employee equals to updated salary. You can do that as well. Fine. And then semicolon here. Now in this case, what is happening? What is happening? It helps you to make your variable reactive, means you will not be needed to, means every time it will update, means whenever the value is gets updated, this object's reference will be automatically changed. This object's reference will be automatically changed. Got it? So what means, which was not happening in this case, will happen now. Why? Because we have used the spread operator. okay, which is one of the most important concepts that we have in the LWC. Okay, and now if you see the updated salary, it will show you this dot employee dot salary as whatever the salary that you are putting. Okay, for example 60,000 here, then it will become 70,000. Cool. Now let's deploy one more time. Can you explain again with line number 70? Yes, sure. See this particular line. Okay, basically this is the representation of spread operator. Okay, okay, what spread operator does means instead of sending the version 1.0, what it does, it updates the version 1.0 with version 2.0 changes. Okay, means even if I am making the changes in version 2.0, okay, but that changes will be saved to version 1.0. How will this work? If this had been a list of objects, in the similar way it will have worked. Okay, but to handle the list of objects, we'll have to iterate over the list. Okay, we will take that kind of example as well. Maybe in the future, what are the examples that we will be taking, such kind of scenarios will come for sure. Okay, this is just the beginning one. Okay, now see, as we have used spread operator, so what is happening, whatever, when the button is clicked, okay, what will happen, this particular employee object, okay, this particular employee object reference will be same, but the salary inside, which salary equals to the current salary plus 10,000, so it will be updated, it will be updated. Got it? Don't need add semicolon at the end of the line 17. No, we don't need it. Why? Because we are making the change to this whole object, and if you see the here we have used semicolon. Okay, that's why we'll need to use semicolon here and not at the last of this. Okay, now we have deployed it. Okay, already deployed. Let's go here and refresh once. Okay, fine. Let's go here. See, Prashant, Salesforce professional, and 60,000 salary. Okay, now let me increase it. See, it becomes 70,000 now. Okay, let me increase it. It becomes 80, 90, 1 lakh. See, now you don't need to see the consoles as well. Okay, you can see the updates here. Fine. Okay, and this is how spread operator works. Got it? Now Shivam is asking, sir, this cache memory concept want to understand deeply. How can we use and how it's fetched the cache memory data? Which concept you are talking, Shivam? Is this related to this particular topic that we are learning now? Okay. Meanwhile, Shivam replies back. Okay. Now, uh, there is one more logic that I want to handle, and which one that logic is? See, like I said, I want to show this employee or give this employee a premium badge. Okay, when when this particular employee salary is greater than 1 lakh or maybe 2 lakh. Okay, anything like that. So how will we do that? See, for that we will have to do the conditional rendering. Conditional rendering means we have to use if else. Okay, now what is if else? Basically, if this particular condition gets true, this should happen. If this particular condition should becomes false, this should happen. Okay, if the salary goes beyond 1 lakh, he is a premium employee. If salary remains less than 1 lakh, he will be a normal employee. Okay, there will be no badge. Okay, now to handle this, what we will have to do, we will have to create a variable. Okay, now I'll create a getter setter type of variable, okay, which will be updated. See, how will we do that? So to use if else, okay, how will we do that? Template, template, if colon true equals to, here, uh, here you will use the name of variable, okay, inside these brackets. Okay, so I will be using a variable is premium here. Okay, I have not created it yet. I'll be creating it soon. Okay, is premium. Okay, now when the employee becomes premium one, okay, this condition will be true, correct? This condition will be true. And now what I will do, I'll just create a span here. Okay, and inside this particular span, I'll give a badge. Okay, I'll give a badge and declare him as the premium employee. Declare him as the premium employee. Okay, fine. Now, and this will be visible only when the employee becomes premium, means when its salary goes beyond 1 lakh. Okay, now to add comment on the HTML page, you will have to write this way. Okay, this way you can add the comment on the HTML page. Fine. So here I'll write the condition: employee will become premium when his salary goes beyond 1,50,000. Okay, let's keep 1,50,000 for now. Fine. Now go to the employee card. See, as we have created the variable is premium. Okay, now what I'll do, get this variable is premium. Okay, I'll get this variable is premium and return a value. Okay, I'll return the value as return as this dot employee dot salary when becomes greater than 1,50,000. Okay, when the employee reaches to the salary more than 1,50,000. Okay, in that case this is premium will be true. Okay, this variable's value become true, and when this value becomes true, okay, what will happen? This badge will be visible. Okay, now let's go to the CSS file. Okay, let's go to the CSS file and add the uh, values here. Okay, let me know if everything is clear till now. There is, I think, few questions. Let me take them first. uh, Shivam is saying, sir, this cache memory concept want to understand deeply. How can we use this and how it's fetch and cache memory data? Okay. Yes, some time ago you said it fetch the value from cache, so we need to do the hard refresh. See, every time you deploy, okay, this is you can consider it as a disadvantage. Okay, every time you deploy, okay, it holds some cache data. That's why you will have to refresh the page. Okay, but normal refresh won't work. Okay, so that's why you will have to do the hard refresh. Fine. After that, Parthi is saying in line number 17, salary equals to this dot employee dot salary plus 1,000 will work or need to use salary equal salary colon this on line number 17. Where is, okay, this. See, what is happening? We are assigning this value, this updated value, okay, to this salary variable. Okay, and that's why you will have to write it this way. If you had created a variable and assigned this value to that variable, see, every time you are assigning the value here, you will have to use the colon. Okay, and that's why you have used colon here, because nothing but what is happening? The value is getting, the updated value is getting assigned to the salary variable. That's why you will have to use this salary. Okay. After that, explain this dot get once. Okay. See, where is this? Okay, this. See, let me tell you, for example, mm, what is the real use case of this? I'll tell you. See, if I have 50,000 rupees. Okay, if I have 50,000 rupees, but Saurav asked me 10,000 rupees out of which. Okay, Saurav asked me 10,000 rupees and I'll give him 10,000 rupees. But after 10 days, I'll go to him and I'll ask Saurav, please give me my money. Okay, Saurav, please give me my money. So, how much money he should give me back? 50,000 or 10,000? 50,000 or 10,000? Yes. 10,000. Why? Why Saurabh 10,000 and not 50,000? Because I have just asked you to give my money, correct? But you are giving me 10,000 instead of 50,000. Why? I have not mentioned the value, right? I have just asked you to give me my money, okay? But instead of 50,000, you are just paying me 10,000. Why? Because you hold only 10,000, right? Correct? Because you have just taken 10,000 from me and you know that you have taken the 10,000 from me. It means that you know for which particular transaction you are referring to. Because if it is my business to give money to everyone, okay, so someone have given 5,000, someone have given 10,000, someone have given 15,000, right? But you know that you have taken 10,000. Okay, so you know that current transaction holds 10,000 rupees only. Okay, in the same way, this works. This means what? When the particular button is clicked, so for this particular condition, for this particular transaction, this dot employee, so what is the current employee? 60,000 now. And what are the changes that we are making? So to this 60,000 we are updating with 10,000. Okay, so now it will become 70,000, so it will hold 70,000. Next time it will hold 80,000, next time it will hold 90,000. Okay, so this holds the current value, this holds the current value. Fine. Like you are expecting that you want to give only 10,000, correct? Because you have taken 10,000 only, correct? But I am saying that you have to give 50,000, but you will not accept that. Why? Because you know that you have taken 10,000 only. Okay, same way this works. Okay, it only for this particular scenario it will say that no, I have taken only 70,000. Okay, if I go to the next similar scenario and that is for the handle decrement, okay, and decrement is about 30,000, then it will say that no, I will decrease the value with 30,000. Okay, so this is how it works. Okay, get query. Where is get? Okay, this one na. Okay, yes, we have come to that point. Don't create a variable stream in JS. Will it JavaScript get that without declaration? See, basically we can create a variable, okay, and then assign that value, but we'll have to use one more method here to check whether the salary of the employee is greater than 15,000, or sorry, 15 1,50,000 or not. Okay, but as we are just dealing with one variable, and that's why we have used getter setter. Okay, in Apex we use getter setter. Okay, in the similar way in the JavaScript we use getter setter. Okay, now what is the meaning of this getter setter? Is that this particular is premium. Okay, this particular is premium is the variable gets created, okay, that we have created. Okay, and what is the function of this particular variable? To return the value. Okay, means if the value becomes greater than 1,50,000, it will return it a true. Okay, the value becomes true and this condition will be true, is premium. So you are saying that we have not declared the variable. We have declared the variable here. Okay, we have declared the variable here. Instead of declaring it normal, we have declared the variable here because I want to return something. Okay, when the value of this variable becomes true, so it will return true. Okay, it will, or else it will return false, because see, this is the condition, and condition always returns true or false. Correct? Condition always returns true or false. Correct? And that's why I'm not asking him to return only this dot salary or 1,50,000. I am asking him to check if this dot salary greater than 1,50,000 return true. Okay, if not, it will return false. Okay, so the value, the variable is created here only. Okay, and we are returning this variable to the HTML page. Clear? Yes, clear. Okay, now let's do one thing. CSS बना लेते हैं. Okay, so let me copy the same name. Okay, create a new file under the same component, give it the same name, dot css. Okay, dot css. Okay, this is how the CSS file will be created. Now what are the means, we have used card, then card header, then we have used badge, card body, and card footer. Okay, so let's go to the CSS. Okay, and dot card. Okay, I'll give it as border 1 pixel. uh, CSS file will be shared with you. Okay, so don't worry about the CSS. Okay, I'm just going to add it now fast. So we have created this CSS file now. Okay, it's a simple one. Okay, whatever the classes that we have used, card, card header, card footer, and badge. Okay, everything I have written here. Okay, you just want to use this file. Okay, now let's deploy the complete component. Okay, let me check if everything is written. Yes, is premium, the badge is given, all that. Okay, now see, everything is deployed. Correct? Now what we will do, Ram Prasad is asking, is premium is only checked once on a component load, or it reactive and checks every time? See, uh, we have not given any default value as true. Okay, so every time the component gets load, the value will be false only. Okay, when the condition becomes true, then it will change to 1,50,000. Okay, now let's go and refresh the page. Sorry, inspect it first. Go to console. As we know, our component is working as expected. Okay, now let's refresh it. Okay, see, like I have refreshed the page. Okay, the value becomes 60,000 again. Okay, because we have not hold the value anywhere in the storage. Okay, it was updating based on the conditions. Okay, so now let me increase the value 70,000. The condition becomes false only. 80 pay false, 90 false, 1 lakh false, 1 lakh 10,000, 1 lakh 20, 30, 40, 50. On 1 lakh 60,000 we have got the badge. premium employee. Got it? Okay. So this is how your getter is working. Okay. I'll have to fix this CSS file correctly. Okay. But see, everything is working as expected. Okay. Because I have not added any CSS to the header and all that thing. Okay. Great. So in today's session, we have taken the first example, okay, as a card employee, sorry, employee card, in which we have learned the use cases of HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and the meta XML file. We have placed the file on the home page, okay, and in the same example, we learned the use of uh, object, okay, how we create the object, how this spread operator is working, how the mutation is happening here, okay, how to create the function, okay, what is the use case to use this get variable, okay, and how the conditional rendering is happening, okay, also how the event is called from the button, okay. So everything is clear in this particular example, okay. Now in the next session we will be taking another scenario, okay, which will have a more detailed topics, okay. I'm not exposing the topic for the next session, okay, but do not miss the session, okay, and let me know if you have any question related to the topic that we have covered today. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Can we use decrement and increment both in this example? Yes, for sure. Why not? You will just have to create one more button. Okay. Okay. I'll give it to you as assignment. Okay. What you will do, create a similar kind of button. Okay. Give it a function name as handle decrement. Fine. Now what you will have to do, just call that button here. Okay. And just change the logic in this particular thing. That's it. Okay. Now, when each premium becomes true, let him be a premium member. And if the value becomes less than suppose 50,000, okay, give him a badge as a normal member or a general member. Okay, like that. Got it? So I'll give it as an assignment to you all. Okay. Mutation is means this means the value is getting changing inside the object. We are changing the reference of the object. Okay, means got it. Earlier it was holding the reference of this, but now we have created the different reference using the first reference. Okay, means we are saying that this is the original file and we are updating it with this. Okay, now use this file as version 2.0. Clear? Try. You are saying that even if we use constant employee, okay, let's do one thing. The first thing, you won't be able to use constant inside this class for the object. Okay, I think I had cleared this point when uh, when I was discussing about the constant. Okay, you cannot declare this. Why? Because let, var, and constant, okay, is something you can declare inside a method, because inside a method it will be a JS thing. Okay, but as we are using it inside a class, it becomes the property. Okay, and this is not the JavaScript class, this is a general class which has JavaScript properties. Okay, so you can't declare it like this. Fine, but yes, if you want to declare a const, you can declare here. You can declare here. Okay, if I will take that example, don't worry. Okay, good that you have got that doubt. Okay, it is good. I will take those example as well, when we will use const inside this and when we will use const outside this. Okay, so enjoy, as this is your first example, and if you are a new to LWC, this is going to help you a lot. Mutation means you're changing the property of an object. Okay. Spread is a operator. These three dots are the spread operator. That's it. Okay. And this complete is the syntax of the spread operator. Fine. Mutation means you are changing the reference of this current employee. Earlier it was holding the version 1.2. Now due to this version 2.2, the reference gets changed to version 2.2. Okay, due to this spread operator, the version gets changed to 2.0, and that is called as mutation. Okay. Yes, is spread operator is like taking the instance of employee? Yes. Means we are taking the original paper, putting it inside the Xerox machine and creating the second copy. It is like that. Okay. Or in simple way, the first version of the file, when you save it as save version 2, it takes the instance of the first file, correct? And then it becomes the version 2.0. It is like that. Clear? Yes, everyone clear? See, mutation is not changing the instance. Mutation is like changing the reference of the instance. Earlier, it was holding the value of this. Okay, but I want the updated values to be visible on the screen. Okay, but it was holding the existing value, correct? Then how will the new values will be shown? Okay, and that's why we have used this. Understood now? Okay, no worries. ठीक है. Okay, then I'll wrap this session here. Okay, we have covered almost everything as the first example. Okay, feel free to drop your questions.
If you like the video, please comment, share and subscribe the channel.